So proud to see a friend that I've known. I was looking at a plaque in the hall, Rosalind, dated 2001.
Yes.
And I don't think that's the first time I ever met you. But Pastor Rosalind Tompkins, now you are the senior pastor at the Turning Point International Church, and you are also the founder and the president for Mothers in Crisis.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Busy lady.
Yes, it's wonderful. It's always good to be here at Cumulus and to especially be with you, Tammy. It's been too long.
Well, I want you to tell us about some things that are happening with Mothers in Crisis, which you formed how many years ago?
We celebrated 27 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and counting.
My goodness.
And so it's been a while, back in 1991.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
You don't look old enough to be doing this.
Well, thank you. I'm a grandmother of 2, soon to be 3.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you know I'm a full house, so between us, 6 kids, 6 grandkids, so we're blessed.
Yes, we are. We are.
Well, you're here to talk about something that Mothers in Crisis has put together, and I know that it's called HOPE,
Yes.
which is the acronym for Helping Others Practice Empowerment.
Yes.
Wow, tell us about this.
Well, this is an initiative that we started back in 2016 whenever Mothers in Crisis was celebrating our 25th anniversary.
Okay.
We got proclamations from the city of Tallahassee and the county commission. And along with the proclamations, we also had them to proclaim every Friday as Hope Universe Day.
Wow.
A day to share hope and a smile. So after that, we just took off. We took off with Mothers in Crisis and just moving forward in hope. As a matter of fact, I became a hopeologist.
A hopeologist.
Yes, I'm a hopeologist, and a hopeologist is one who spreads hope around the world. And so every Friday from that point, we began to spread hope. We'd go into different nursing homes. We went to homeless shelters, even went all the way to South Africa on a hope tour.
Oh, wow.
Haiti, and to different places. But every Friday, we share hope and a smile. So as a result of that, we decided to take it to a national level, to take it to the next level. And Mothers in Crisis applied to the National Day calendar to acknowledge April as the National Month of Hope.
Oh, wow.
And the thing that's so exciting is out of about 20,000 applications, they only chose 30 for different national days and national months. And our application was one. Mothers in Crisis was one. So we'll be celebrating in April the National Month of Hope, and then from then on every April.
And as we get closer to April on the calendar, I'll have you come back and tell us all the many events
Yes.
that will be taking place, because I know you're putting that together right now.
Yes.
What a job that is.
Yes, it is.
But it's a blessing job.
It is. It's a wonderful job, and also the national perspective now, and getting with organizations and also through the National Day calendar, and just getting people involved in HOPE, which stands for Helping Others Practice Empowerment.
Wow. What a wonderful, wonderful blessing to be on the national level. Now, a lot of work went into this, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
You had some help. Do you want to talk a little bit about who helped you to get this all together?
Absolutely. We have a Christ Vision Tribe of Mothers in Crisis, and we meet every Thursday, and we have envisioning. We have an envisioning process where we have our vision board, and we sit down and we talk about what can we do in order to spread hope. We look at our vision board, we see the vision, we write it down, we make it plain, and then we run with it. And so we've been doing that. So I have the Christ Vision Tribe, and then we also have a Hope Squad of the Christ Vision Tribe. And one of the things that was so impactful on last year is that during the time when the Orlando massacre happened at the Pulse nightclub,
Yes.
well, that Friday the Hope Squad made a trip there to do some encouraging, and we attended one of the memorials, and we also got a chance to minister to one of the mothers who had lost her son.
What a blessing that was.
Yes, and so it was very impactful, and we did it on a Friday, and it was in honor of our Hope Universe Day, or our Hope Friday. So we're excited about all the things that we have been able to do and what we're getting ready to do.
Wow, that word keeps coming out of my mouth, but this is just so exciting and so empowering that you were able to get on a national level this hope movement. Now, we keep talking about Mothers in Crisis, and I know there are a lot of people in the audience that know what Mothers in Crisis is and how it began. But for those who may be new to the community, or maybe just, coming of an age where this might be an important program for them, this is a free program that you started many years ago.
Yes.
Let's back up just a minute. And you started in what year?
In 1991.
What made Miss Rosalind Tompkins in 1991 start Mothers in Crisis?
Wow, that's a loaded question, but it's one that it really brings me a lot of joy to be able to share the fact that I was a mother in crisis.
What happened? Do you mind sharing your story?
I don't mind. I would love to share a little bit of it. But I started using drugs, marijuana, at the age of 12.
Oh, my goodness.
And by the time I was 17 years old, I snorted my first line of cocaine. And I was headed here to Tallahassee to attend Florida State University, where I eventually graduated with my Bachelor's of Science in Social Work.
Wow.
But it was a long journey and a long road
In
between, and I ended up, getting on crack cocaine for a period of time, and also getting involved in some hallucinogenic drugs, which caused me to have several psychotic breaks that led to mental hospital stays, and just went through what I call the crack hell. But by the grace of God, I was able to get clean and sober. And who God used was my daughter. I always share this. My daughter Jannar.
Okay.
When I finally got pregnant with Jannar, all of a sudden I surrendered everything. I said, you know what? I have to stop this. And I really got serious about my recovery and my relationship with the Lord.
It wasn't about just Rosalind anymore. It was about this new human being that was coming to be.
Yes. And the Lord really used her, because from the time I found out I was pregnant up until now, and it's been now 30 years. I'm celebrating 30 years. And so, but once I got clean, I began to, because it was during the time of the crack cocaine epidemic.
And it was an epidemic.
Oh my
It changes. Now it's
goodness.
opioids, but back in that
Yes, back then it was the crack, but yes. And so I was looking around, and I was working in the field of social work, and I realized that I had a testimony that could help other women like myself. And that's when we started Mothers in Crisis. It started out as a support group, and then over the years it grew to a full-fledged, nonprofit, community-based organization. And we implemented various projects to help families in crises, primarily because of drugs and alcohol. So that's why when we fast forwarded to 25 years in 2016, with our 25th anniversary, we realized that we had impacted over 10,000 families.
Oh my goodness.
In this area, and in various ways, and helped them. And many of them have gone on, and they have children and grandchildren, and doing very well in their lives.
I want to go back just a little bit, if you don't mind, because I remember one of the first interviews I did with you, and my goodness, I've been here 24 years, so it's been a long time. And I just remember one of the things you said was about women who wind up incarcerated, and how there's nothing for them. And you knew this, and you felt this, and so you started to get involved with local jails.
Yes.
And can you expand on this? So if somebody's listening, and maybe they are incarcerated, or maybe their sister or their auntie or their mother, or whoever in their family might be incarcerated, and they think there is no hope.
Yes.
There's also a verse that you used to say about that too.
Yes, as long as there's breath in your body, there is hope. And that is my trademark saying. And that was one of the things that we found that brought a lot of happiness and joy, was when we were able to go into the prisons and go into the jails and share our stories. Just sharing our stories brought hope to the women, and being able to, at that time, We provided a few services. Most of our services were information and referral services.
Right.
And we still do that today. If
Okay.
someone has a member, a family member, or if they're going through, then they can give us a call, and we will do our best to get them connected to some services that may help them if they need inpatient or what have you.
Because you know about all the services, but you don't know the individual need.
Yes.
So
yes.
once that person were to contact you, then you could better outsource and
Yes.
find the program that would help them. But I love the fact that, you can stand there and you can tell a mother who's in prison or a sister who's in prison, look, but for the grace of God, that could have been me because
That's
I was
right.
doing drugs and I could have wound up.
Yes.
But thankfully that didn't happen to you.
Yes.
But for those that is happening to, it's heart-wrenching to me to think about it. We go down wrong paths. But there is some organizations out there
Yes.
like Mothers in Crisis that want to help you.
That's right. That's right. That's who we are, and that's who we will remain. And that's why we started this hope movement, as we call it, the hope movement, because when I thought about all of the things that we had been able to accomplish over the years, it all came down to hope, Tammy. It came down to allowing these precious families, and women in particular, to know that no matter what is going on, there is hope. And to be able to provide not only hope, but help. So now we're looking at not just drug addiction, although that's still a big issue, as you mentioned, the opioid epidemic that's happening now. That's just tremendous right now. And then look at the hurricanes,
Oh, yes.
the earthquakes. I mean, so many different ways. We have our Hope Not Hate campaign, and we are sending out positive messages of hope and let us come together and not be divided and things of that nature. So hope takes on many shapes. Everyone could use a little hope, right, Tammy?
Absolutely. No matter where you are in your life. And as we get towards the halfway mark of the program, I think to myself, there's a lot of things going on in my world that people don't want to know, and I'm not going to get on the radio and tell you about it this morning. I'm going to ask for your prayers,
Yes.
and you don't have to put them out loud for somebody to pray for you, but we all need hope. We need to hope that whatever's going on in our life, that change can come and those
Yes.
problems can get solved.
Yes.
Hope is a perfect word for this.
Yes.
And now we're, as I said, about halfway through the show. Let's start again about hope. We described this and what the whole acronym for HOPE is.
Yes. Helping others practice empowerment.
And how is Mothers in Crisis doing this?
One of the main things that we're doing is every Friday we are encouraging. First of all, it starts with us. Every Friday, we acknowledge it as Hope Universe Day or Hope Friday.
So you're asking the entire audience, all of our Cumulus Radio families out there, to come together
Yes.
on Fridays, and just maybe the first thing you do in the morning is say,
Happy Hope Universe Day. That's what my husband and that's how we greet each other on Friday.
"Aw."
And then as you go out into the workplace, the marketplace, spread hope there. But see, hope is a tangible force. It's a force for good. It's positive. You can't have hope and be negative. You can't have hope and be depressed, because they don't go together. When you have hope, you smile, and that's one of the things that we say. Share hope and a smile. Share a word of encouragement. Help someone. And so it can be, from that perspective, post on social media. We always post positive things. Happy Hope Universe Day, positive pictures, positive messages. And then sometimes, at least once a month, we go out and do something as a Hope Squad.
Okay.
And we may go to the school. We went to elementary schools and read to the kids. We participated in nursing home, where we just went and encouraged the residents there. As I said, we had a hope coat and shoe giveaway.
Wonderful.
So just whatever ways that we can spread hope and just go outside of ourselves. We even have hope satellites.
Hope satellites?
Yes, we have.
What is a Hope satellite?
Well, we have a hope satellite in Atlanta, Georgia, and we have one in Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And of course we have one in South Africa. That's one of the things that we were doing over there. And the Hope Satellites are really hubs, a place where an organization or a church has decided that we're taking up this cause and we're going to celebrate Hope Universe Day every Friday.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I want to hear more about this South Africa trip, because for those of us who've never ventured outside of our little world, tell us a little bit about what touched your heart, and I believe you and your husband did this trip,
Yes.
and why you went there and what you saw and some of the things that you were able to change and bless people.
Well, yes, I actually took a team. So my husband and we had 3 others that also came as a part of it, the Hope Tour. And the thing that really impacted me was the time that we were able to go into it was sort of like a homeless shelter where people were living there, and it was really atrocious conditions that we were able to see, and some of them, may have some, deficiencies in their limbs being missing and things of that nature. And but the precious man of God that ran that particular shelter, and his wife and family, and how they just laid their lives down. They opened up their property, such as it was, and brought these precious ones on.
No judgment, just all hope.
All hope. And so when we got there, at first I could tell that it just seemed as though we weren't sure whether they were connecting or not, whether they were really understanding what we were saying. Although we speak English, they speak English as well. But by the time we left, there was this one lady who was obviously, she had some things that was going on with her mentally, and so she seemed like, well, we didn't know whether she was really understanding us or not. But by the time we left, the smile that was on her face, and then so I was doing poetry, because I always minister in poetry. And as I was doing my poetry, she started clapping. She was like, yes, come. Most of them were of the Indian descent, like from India.
Gotcha.
That was the population that we actually went to in South Africa.
Okay.
And then another thing that really blessed me were the children. The children that just, oh man, their eyes just sparkling so bright, and they're just singing and giving God all the glory, and just so happy that we were there. It just was a wonderful experience.
Something that you will carry in your heart for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Well, what a blessing. And if you're just joining us, I'm talking with the senior pastor at Turning Point International Church and the founder and president of Mothers in Crisis, Miss Rosalind Tompkins. And I'm just so excited for what's to come every Friday as I get to work. Thank you for this bracelet, by the way. And are these available? Can people purchase these or donate to get one of these? Or how would they get one of these if they wanted one of the bracelets? As a reminder, I want to put this on now every Friday.
Yes, thank you. We're giving them out free as long as supplies last.
Okay.
If they would like one, they could just give us a call at 850-222-7705.
And while we're giving out information, let's go ahead. Is there a website or someplace that everybody listening to all of our Cumulus radio stations this morning, if they want to know where activities are going, and another thing I meant to ask you, and I want to go ahead and get that website first before I jump to the next conversation.
Okay, the website is www.hope-universe.com.
hope-universe.com.
Yes, all the information there.
Go ahead and save that, put that in your phone, and then you can check back for activities. And speaking of activities, I know that April's a little bit away, but you do have some things coming up to celebrate the first National Month.
Yes. Well, what we're doing now, we're in the process of planning stakeholders meetings.
Okay.
So we're getting with, first of all, I thought about it. It would be neat just to contact everyone that had hope in their name, and so as we begin to do a search of different organizations and ministries, there's a lot of organizations and churches with hope in their name.
Oh, okay.
And so we want to connect with those with hope in their name, since that's already obviously a part of their mission.
If they haven't been contacted, they can contact
They
you
can
at that
contact
number?
us. Yes, they can give us a call or check the website and contact us there. And so we're organizing at least a couple of stakeholder meetings. We haven't come up with any dates or anything as of yet.
So this is all in the planning stages as we speak.
Yes.
But hope-universe.com.
Yes.
Okay. And now, as you're getting ready to plan out the activities, will you do stuff all throughout April?
All throughout April. And another thing that I'm excited about concerning April is that April is also National Poetry Month.
Oh, and you minister.
Yes.
Now, you know I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of it. Just a little bit of that.
Okay. But yeah, so those two, because they seem to always come together.
And how perfect that it would come together with you as the founder and president of Mothers in Crisis, who does her talk, her sermon, or whatever you want to call it, in poetry,
Yes.
as you mentioned earlier in the show.
Yes.
For it to be Poetry Month.
For it to be Poetry Month. So with the two are
God is
married
good.
together. Yes, it is. They're coming together. So we're excited about that. And then just so many other things that we want to encourage people by sharing with them what we have been doing every Friday, giving people ideas. We're developing packets of information packets now, and we are working closely with the National Day Calendar because they're experts and they have their own things that they pull together on their website. They'll have a page about National Month of Hope in April. And they're also going to acknowledge Mothers in Crisis and tell our story as a part of it. But they hadn't gotten there yet. So
It's coming.
It's coming. So I'm just kind of waiting to pull everything together.
Okay, and with Mothers in Crisis and all that you do, it really touches my heart to know that you were able to have this recognized as a national month.
Yes.
That is just phenomenal. What a blessing.
Yes.
Now, as we're talking about getting ready for all the events coming up in April, and maybe there's some stuff coming up before then, I always want to ask about volunteers and about sponsorships because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of people to do any activity like this.
Yes.
What could you use, Rosalind?
Well, we can use a lot of help.
I mean, do you need sponsorships? Is there a way that someone, if their business or their family says, I want to financially help?
Yes, there definitely is, because this is all done by volunteers, and it's a voluntary organization now. Mothers in Crisis is 100% voluntary organization. We don't receive any funds from any grants or anything, United Way or anything of that nature. So everything that we're doing is pretty much being sponsored through our church, Turning Point International Church, and the volunteers that have been helping. So we could use sponsorship. And what the best thing that someone could do is contact us, and we will send the packet of information, because we'll have levels of sponsorships and the things, so that people will be able to see exactly what the sponsorship would go to.
Gotcha.
And as we're steady organizing and bringing everything together, we're going to need volunteers. We're going to need sponsorships. We're going to need hope ambassadors, those that are just willing to share hope and spread hope to others, and so all of those things. It's a major undertaking.
And can, if a business or another organization is listening this morning and they would like to get involved and maybe have you come out to their place of business or their organization to spread hope on a Friday, can they contact you and request that?
That would be wonderful. We would love to come out, and they could just give us a call, 850-222-7705. We are looking for things to do and ways to spread hope on Fridays. And
because it's all year round.
Yes. And that's the thing, because when we got the designation for the National Month of Hope, it did not stop what we're doing every Friday. We're going to continue to do that up until and then after.
So if you've got a Friday coming up that your business or your organization or your group, it could be schools, could be churches, could be anything.
Yes.
Could be other nonprofits. I mean, we have all kinds of activities on that yearly calendar, as you know, going on all year long. So you might be able to tie in with some of that. Absolutely. Well, it's such a blessing to be able to talk to you. I always like to say in the final almost 5 that I want to, if I didn't ask you a question that you really feel strongly that you want the audience to know about, can you just tell us now?
Well, I know you mentioned about doing a poem. So if you would like for me to share, I can share one of my short poems, and it's actually entitled, Where is Hope? Where is hope? Hope is found in the breath that I breathe, in the stars in the sky, and in the cool of the breeze. Hope is found in a baby's cry, in the tears rolling down the eye of one who knows that every good thing flows from the heart of God. Hope is found in the birds that sing, in the grass as it grows, in the smell of a rose, in the dew as it settles upon the ground. But hope can be found in the middle of pain, in the streets of frustration, and in the home of the name that is above every name. Hope is found when you hear the name, think the name, or say the name. It's all the same, because Jesus is hope.
Oh, goodness. You touched my soul. Senior Pastor Rosalind Tompkins, that is just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And I want to ask, as one mom to another mom, one grandmother to another grandmother, does this just come to you? Does God speak to you and you these poems come to you?
Yes, He gets all the glory. He gives me these poems, and it's just like a precious jewels, and it's my pleasure to be able to share them.
I thank you so much. I know we have a couple of minutes left. Did I miss anything? Do we need to recap? Can we give the website again? If there's, sponsorship opportunities, volunteer opportunities.
Yes.
I know you said Mothers in Crisis is 100% volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
And are there meetings available for someone who might be listening this morning saying, I'm very excited about Hope, I'm very excited about Fridays, but I really need Mothers in Crisis?
Oh, give us a call. Just give us a call at 850-222-7705. We're still here. We're still helping those that are going through tough times and drugs and alcohol or whatever it may be. And also, please visit our website, www.hope-universe.com. Let me say that again, www.hope-universe.com.
And wow, I just want to personally, and on behalf of all of our Cumulus radio stations, thank you and everyone involved. I mean, there's probably too many names for us to list this morning on the program, but God knows what you've done, and Rosalind and her team know what you've done. So thank you for all of this coming together
Yes.
to make a national month of hope.
Yes, and thank you, Cumulus, because you guys are our partners, and we appreciate you. We love you, and anytime we can come together, then hey, that's what it's all about.
Thank you so much, Rosalind, and your friend over here with the camera. We appreciate you coming, and may God bless you both. Come again, and let's catch up, and we'll talk more about the month when it comes up and the
Yes.
things that are coming on board. And again, the phone number 222-7705.
Yes.
The website hope-universe.com.
Yes.
I'm going to bookmark both of those and keep those. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, thank you, and God bless you.